Hi everyone and welcome back to Rachel's Enchanting Cakes. Now for today's tutorial we are going to be turning the very popular Terry's Chocolate Orange into this super cute Mother's Day teddy bear. Excellent for any new beginner baker as only limited equipment is used. I guide you through everything step by step in this short footage. Happy baking everyone and let's make a start. Unwrap a Terry's chocolate orange and place it directly onto some baking paper. Taking some liquid glucose and a brush, simply cover all of the Terry's chocolate orange. This will act like a glue when adding the fondant. Roll out exactly 150 grams of grey fondant, trying to keep this in a circular shape on a dusted down surface. Gently place this directly over your chocolate orange egg, negotiating the pleats from the top to the bottom. I then smooth this out some more using a flexible smoother. This is not an essential piece of equipment, so do not worry if you don't have this in your collection. Using a sharp knife, cut off any excess fondant. Roll out a ball of grey fondant for the teddy's head. Place this directly on the front of the Terry's chocolate orange, push it into place, and just where the mouth is going to be, shape it a little bit more by pushing down with one of your fingers. When you have the shape you are happy with, stick this into place with a small amount of edible glue. I take a much smaller piece of fondant this time. I'm going to shape this for his mouth. Start by rolling it into a ball shape and then more of a oval. Place this first of all just near the head just to check that it's the right size. Once you know that it will fit nicely, you just then want to shape it with your hands a little bit more. So for this, I start by pushing it down. I use a cocktail stick to add a few indentations and I keep on checking that it will fit directly onto the head. Once you have the desired shape, simply stick this to your teddy bear with a small amount of edible glue. Using the end of a piping tip, simply push this directly into the teddy bear to create a mouth. Using a ball tool, I place in 2 indentations for the eyes. Roll out a very small piece of dark grey fondant for the nose. This was just rolled into more of a oval shape and then shaped once on the bear. Using a heart cutter, cut out a pink heart. This will be what your teddy bear is holding and simply glue it directly onto the bear. For the teddy bear's arms, I start with a ball of grey fondant and I roll this into more of a cone-like shape. You then simply wrap this from the head towards the heart, applying with some edible glue, and using a cocktail stick, I just simply place in an indentation. For the teddy bear's feet, start by rolling a cone-like shape, place it directly on your surface and then push down at one end. Once you've got this basic shape, you then want to continue to shape this with your hand. Using a small amount of edible glue, stick these directly on top of the Terry's chocolate orange using a small piece of kitchen roll just to support them. Once they are completely set, you will be able to remove this kitchen roll and the feet will stay in place. By rolling out small balls of grey fondant and simply pushing them directly on the base of the feet, I add a little bit more detail. For the teddy's ears, take 2 small balls of grey fondant and just push these down with your fingers. I then use a ball tool to place an indentation inside each of the ear and add some darker grey fondant. You will see just how lovely that they fit on top. Using some edible glue, you want to apply these directly to the head and again support them in place just until they are dry using some kitchen roll. For the eyes, first add a small ball of black fondant and push this down. On top of the black, you want to add a smaller ball of white. And finally, on top of that, you want to add an even smaller ball of black. Take your time doing this because the eyes are very important and they will bring your character to life. I then simply painted on the word Mom with a small amount of edible food paint and a fine brush. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, this part can be left out, but I had to do it off camera due to the angle that I was painting at. I then simply placed him directly on a decorated cake drum, and he really is as easy as that. Happy baking, everyone. I really do hope I've helped you again today, and I'll be back soon with more new, completely free content.